So Android 17 has a lot of features on the Pixel 10 or Pixel 10 Pro or any Pixel series devices that get Android 17. And I figured I'd make a video, a long comprehensive video that kind of goes through as many as features as possible that I can showcase. This is going to be a pretty long one, so if you have some coffee, if you want to sit down with some popcorn, I suggest to get settled in and go through these. Obviously, I'm going to have chapters down below, so you'll be able to skip through where you want to see best. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with Gemini, seeing as it's always the highlight or the main feature people talk about when it comes to AI. If you want to skip that, again, chapters are going to be down below. First, I actually want to show how you can actually get to Gemini. Currently, I have this widget here, which I've added on my home screen where I can easily access Gemini just by tapping up at the top here. But also, if you have it set up, you can actually press and hold the power button and it activates Gemini down there as well. Or if you have the gestures turned on, you can just swipe from the corner here and it'll automatically activate Gemini down there. I'm just going to go ahead and open up Gemini here without activating the microphone, just by clicking on the widget there. And as you can see, as soon as you go inside the Gemini app, you automatically get shown exactly a question that Gemini is asking you. What should we focus on? That kind of gives you a prompt to say what you need to say. But let's hit this plus icon right here. And this will allow you to do different things, right? You can add a photo to reference for Gemini, activate the camera, or you can set up an avatar, which I'll show you that in a little bit later. Files, to be able to add a file to Gemini to be able to ask it about the file. Even you can access your Google Drive files as well as Google Notebook LM. Quick and easy way to do certain things like create an image. You can just tap on that to start creating an image, create a video, create a music track, start working within a canvas, do some deep research, and guided learning, as well as turn on and off on personal intelligence. But let's get started on create images. So I'll click on that. It automatically starts to give you some prompts that you can use to be able to create your image. Since it is the World Cup, I'll go ahead and tap on that one. Gives me some other options I can use to be able to create an image. And again, this just allows you to easily prompt it for easy things like that. So I'm just going to do a plushie. I'm going to choose a photo. And I'm going to choose a random photo of me. So it automatically creates the prompt for you, sends it automatically to Gemini. So that was just creating an image. As you can see, I just clicked on it right here. But also I didn't show something else as well. Up here at the top, you can actually change the model you want to use. Gemini's Flash model is the model that is typically great for all around overall help. There's also an even faster one, which is a Flash Lite, as well as 3.1 Pro. For better detailed images, I would always suggest using the all-around helped one. But if you just want a quick and easy, quick answer, you can always switch to the flashlight just for quick answers and questions. So next I want to show you how to use the video generator. So if I tap on the plus icon down here at the bottom, hit videos, and again, it gives you a certain amount of prompts you can use so you don't have to create anything from yourself. So I'm just going to do one that's called the moon. And you see here, this is the avatar that I created, which is definitely, all it is a matter of taking it's a video, you take a video of yourself saying certain things that you're prompted within the Gemini app so that Gemini can get an understanding of how you look and what your voice sounds like so that when it generates the video, it generates a better likeness of yourself, whether it's your voice as well as your face. So if I go ahead and just hit send on this one, it's just going to use that moon prompt with the avatar that I already created, and it's going to start doing that. It takes a little bit of time. And there we go. We got our videos. You can see it took about 3 minutes, if I understand correctly. And let's take a look at it. So as you can see, it has my likeness. It's a lot better than if I were to generate it myself. Even though it didn't have me saying anything, because I didn't prompt it to say anything, it was pretty real. It looked really good, actually. Now let's go ahead and go to see what's next. Now we have music. The music is a little bit more of an acquired taste. I mainly use these for like generating memes or just funny songs, just to, I don't know, either poke fun at myself or just have a good laugh. So here's a good one we could do. Let's do an 8-bit one. I'll just send that one. And again, it's the same thing, just creates an automatic prompt. And you can type in whatever you want at the bottom, but these prompts are quick and easy for you to just make them. And with the AI generated music, it's always going to be a 30-second track. There's no way to extend that to more than 30 seconds. All right, here we go. As you can see, that one's a little bit faster, saying it's a high energy looping 8-bit chiptune track built right with the strict constraints of classic hardware. So let's take a listen. So as you can see, I can obviously play this because it's not copyrighted. It's literally just generated, just as you saw here. But again, I usually do this for like sometimes using it for birthdays or just for funny videos that I want to send to my friends and family. And it's just a quick and easy way to make something that's, nice and fun. So I'm not going to go down and continuously going through each one of them. Canvas, deep search, and guided learning is something that you kind of need to use long term, and it takes a lot more time. But I would say that for Canvas is great when you want to design a quick app, right? So it can do coding. Gemini can generate code for you to be able to create a web app if you'd like. There's also deep research if you wanted to get a full detailed report on, say, like stock or anything that's actually grounded that's on the web, not generated by AI itself. And then guided learning is a great way to either learn something. So the way I've used guided learning is that when I received a recipe for a dinner that my wife wanted to make, we got that from the web and we were able to put that inside of guided learning to just learn a step-by-step guide on how to do that. And that's just an example. May not be the best example, but there's other ways at which you can use guided learning as well. And now personal intelligence is a pretty cool way to be able to ask Gemini questions that are based off of you. So for instance, if I were to do something like tap away and hit the microphone here and I were to say, what's my favorite type of food?
You've got a great diverse palette, but if we're looking at the charts, soul food, akal, sushi, and tacos are heavy favorites for you. Whether you're grabbing a meal at places like Fixin's Soul Kitchen, Harumi Sushi, or Tacos Chilongo, there is one ultimate non-negotiable rule across all of them. Absolutely no onions.
So again, that is diving in directly to my personal intelligence because that's what I basically told about it throughout my conversations with Gemini. Something else that is actually really useful as well is being able to use the camera to be able to ask Gemini more in-depth things. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually ask Gemini about this microphone. Take a picture, attach, then I just hit here, the microphone. Hey Gemini, can you tell me exactly what this is and where I could potentially buy it in San Diego, California? I want to make sure that I could buy it. And if you find one that's cheaper than $100, can you add it to a keep note? So searching the web and saying exactly what I'm looking for and across the web.
That is a Rode Wireless Go2 charging case. You can buy it at retailers like Guitar Center in the San Diego area, such as the La Mesa or San Isidro locations, for $89. Since it's under $100, I've gone ahead and saved this information to a new note in Google Keep for you.
So as you can see, not only did it look on the web and it found a place where I can get it, but it also gave me the exact location where I can get it, like I said, in San Diego, and the price, and if it was under $100, it added it to a keep note. Something Gemini is also able to do is if I'm browsing the web or whatever's on my screen, I can have it contextually look at what's on my screen and give me answers based off of it. Now I can activate it by using the hot word, which is Hey G, but I don't want to activate everybody's Google devices. So I'll just press and hold the power button here. Take a look at my screen and tell me what this article is about. So it's letting me know that it's checking the screen and the app info based on it.
The article on your screen announces that Google has officially scheduled its Made by Google 2026 hardware event for Wednesday, August 12th. At this event, Google is expected...
So that's just one way to be able to have Gemini look at your screen. There's another manual way to do it if you don't want to use your voice. You can literally just press and hold, tap the plus sign, hit page, and then just hit send. To ask additional questions or anything about it. And then you can continuously keep going and say, can you add this event to my calendar with the expected announcements in the notes?
I've added the Made by Google 2026 keynote to your calendar for Wednesday, August 12th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with the expected device announcements included in the notes.
And there you go. It's pretty easy, pretty simple to be able to do that. And if you really wanted to just summarize it, you can ask Gemini to summarize it, or you can just tap the summarize page and it'll automatically submit the page and it'll just give you a quick little summary about it. Another cool feature within Gemini is being able to do something similar to circle to search, or be able to search for a specific thing on your screen. So if I were to just press and hold the power button and do the circle motion right here, it'll automatically grab what I circled into Gemini, and then I can just ask it a question. Where can I buy these and how much do they cost? That'll automatically send it to Gemini. Gemini's analyzing.
These sneakers are a viral custom overlaced or multi-lace DIY design rather than a standard retail release you can buy straight out of a box. Creators achieve this specific look by taking a...
And so that's just a quick and easy way to be able to circle to search or search within Gemini. And there's other ways to do circle to search, but this is how I typically use Gemini in a way to find out what's on my screen as well. Now back into the Gemini app, there's also some more features that we can go through within Gemini. One specifically I want to talk about is the daily brief feature. And this literally gives you a daily brief based on your day, based on your calendar, your notes, your tasks throughout the day and the week itself. And it literally gives you a breakdown of things which will help you throughout your day. For one, I have an automotive tinting service for my wife's car that I plan on doing for today. And then there's also, there's tickets of a game that I'm supposed to be going to. And like I said, this just literally gives you a quick glance of your day. And it's pretty useful, pretty convenient. Another really cool feature about Gemini is this new feature called Gemini Spark. And this is mainly for Google AI Ultra subscribers, and it allows you to have an agentic Gemini working in the background for you as you're just using your phone, or even if your phone is off, because it's all happening on the cloud. So I'll do one now, and it actually takes a little bit of time for it to complete. So let's do something like this. I want you to look into all of the past, 4 World Cups. Give me the list of all of the highest goal scorers throughout the football game matches, but also I want you to list off the high percentages of who's consistently been within the top 3 or top 4 teams that are winning the World Cup. Give it to me in a spreadsheet so that I can take a look at it and check off the ones that are potentially going to win in this year's World Cup. Go ahead and send that off. And I like to literally just blurt off at the mouth whenever I'm using Gemini in this way. And so what it's now doing is literally just creating a full analysis of what I asked, and you can tell it actually got everything that I said. Again, it's just ramblings, but as you can see, Gemini Spark is just going to go through and start doing all of the research for me. And so I can just leave the app if I wanted to. I can even turn off the app, turn off my phone, and it'll still do it in the cloud as well. And we'll check back on that to see what it did in a second. In the meantime, what I'll also show now is Gemini Live. So Gemini Live is more so the hands-off approach when it comes to Gemini. And you're now actively using Gemini throughout your day or whatever you're doing. So if I tap on Live here, I can start chatting with it. Hey, what's going on, Gemini? What's the weather in Los Angeles right now?
Let me look that up for you. It's currently sunny in Los Angeles with a temperature of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is coming from the southwest at 9 miles per hour and the humidity is at 52%.
Cool. How long would it take me to drive there from San Diego?
Let me check the current traffic conditions for that route. That drive usually takes around 2.5 to 4 hours, depending heavily on traffic conditions. Let me check the specifics for you right now to get a more accurate estimate.
Cool. Can you tell me what those estimates now are for like the current time right now?
Based on the current traffic, driving from San Diego to Los Angeles takes about 2 hours and 22 minutes via Interstate 5 North.
Perfect. Do you know when's the next time Usher and Chris Brown are going to have their concert in Los Angeles?
Let me look that up to see if any tour dates are scheduled. The next time Usher and Chris Brown will be in the Los Angeles area is for the R&B tour at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. They have 2 shows coming up in September, specifically on September 25th and 26th, and a newly added show on November 15th.
Do they have any shows in Washington, D.C.? And if so, are there any tickets available?
Yes, they actually have 3 shows scheduled at Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland, which is right in the Washington, D.C. area. Those performances are happening on July 10th, 11th, and 13th. And good news, tickets are still available for all 3 dates.
So that's just, like I said, I just went on a full rant with Gemini. I can just honestly keep going. And it can also agentically use things like Google Keep as well. So check this out. Cool. Can you add all 3 of those dates to a Google Keep note?
I'll take care of that for you. I've created a new note in Google Keep with those concert dates for you.
And the cool thing is, even though I opened up Google Keep just now, Gemini is still active down here. I just muted it based on this button right here. It can't see my screen right now, but let's go ahead and do something so that Gemini can see my screen. So I'm just going to tap on this button right here so I can share my screen with Google. Hey, can you tell me a little bit about this article and how much does it cost to get 9 to 5 Google Pro?
That article is about a new subscription service called 9 to 5 Google Pro. It costs $5 a month or $50 annually and gives subscribers access to an extra weekly episode of the Pixelated podcast and a private Discord channel.
That sounds really cool. Can you give me the link to, well, actually, do they reference a podcast in this?
Yes, they do. They mention their flagship weekly podcast called Pixelated, and as a Pro subscriber, you can get ad-free access and other perks.
So as you can see, not only was it able to figure out that within the article itself, but it was also figuring out exactly the question I was asking, which is about the podcast. But the really cool thing about Gemini Live is that I can also use the camera as well. So if I were to, let's say, tap on this, camera's now active and now you can see me. So Gemini, what do you think this is?
That is the voice remote for your Chromecast with Google TV. It's got handy shortcuts for YouTube and Netflix, plus a button to activate the Google Assistant.
Can you tell me which button is to mute the TV?
It's the button with the speaker and X icon, located right below the microphone button on the left side.
And so that's a really cool feature that Gemini is able to do, is that you can actually point out exactly what is on what it sees, so it can show you exactly what its answer is referencing. I did a whole lot with Gemini, but if you want to go back to a conversation you were having with Gemini, you can obviously just open up Gemini, tap on these two lines over here, and then you have your full list of the things at which we were talking about with Gemini. As you can see, the times that we were talking with Gemini with 9 to 5 Google, talking about the Rode wireless charging case, and you can always just hop back into them. And even the image that which I sent it is still there as well. And with that, you can even rename these. So if you wanted to rename it, press and hold that, hit rename, and you can just kind of just change that to Rode wireless and hit rename, and now it is renamed. I can also pin it so it's now at the top of the list, as you can see up there now. And also, if you have a whole lot of recent chats that you've had, you can actually search for them. So if you tap search up here, you can literally type in Rode wireless. Because it's spelled weird, I can actually type in the actual word. And you can see the one we chatted about earlier is right there. So let's say you don't necessarily like the voice that which Gemini has set already, that's default. You just tap the two lines at the top, hit the gear icon here at the bottom, scroll down, hit settings, then you're gonna hit Gemini voice. And this is gonna give you a different list
Here's one of the voices
Gemini
I have,
voices
but
you
there's
can use.
more to choose from. Tap on the names to give them a listen.
This is one of the voices I can use.
Or maybe you'd like to listen to a voice like this.
Maybe this voice can help you brainstorm gift ideas for a friend who loves cook.
Then there's this one, a voice for all seasons.
Maybe this voice is more your style.
I could talk like this all day.
With this voice, you could imagine me talking you through a fitness routine for the...
Or possibly this other one. Testing, testing. I can also talk to you using the voice you're hearing.
Gemini also has a feature for you to be able to do screen automation, so that, say, Gemini can actually shop for you. So if I were to say something like, can you order me some bananas from the nearest grocery store?
Which app would you like me to use for your order? I have DoorDash available. Also, do you have a preferred grocery store, or should I find the nearest one for delivery?
I want you to use DoorDash and just find the one with the nearest delivery. So as you can see, it's starting the task animation. And you can actually view its progress as it's doing it as well. So I can just tap here, and you can see it actually open up an instance of DoorDash, the app that I have on my phone, in the background, so it can automatically do it itself. So it's searching for bananas. And I can also take over if I felt like it's not actually doing what I want it to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it do its thing. It looks like it found a grocery store that was near me. So I can actually just swipe away, and you can see at the very top that it's still actually doing things in the background. If I tap there, you'll see it's still searching for bananas, doing everything in the background. And I guess while we're waiting on that, we can actually go back to that Gemini Spark that we did previously, if you remember that. Looks like it completely finished, and so I can tap on that, and you can see exactly what it did with that World Cup question I did. And it created a Google Sheet for my history and consistency tracker. Opens that up directly, and as you can see, it gave me the list of all the people that have scored the most. as well as giving me a table showing the award and recognition that they all got, starting from the last 4 World Cups. Again, all this was happening in the background while we were doing other things. And of course, I can always go back. And now let's check on that task again. Looks like it's on the final check-in, checkout.
I've set up your order for a bunch of organic bananas from Safeway, which is the nearest store with the fastest delivery, about 18 to 28 minutes. The total is $13.72, and I've reached the final checkout screen. Please review the details and tap Place Order to finish.
So as you can see, Gemini didn't already place the order on my behalf. It stopped at the very end to where I have to confirm it myself. So now let's move on to the home screen and the lock screen. So now in Android 17 on the Pixel devices, you can have widgets on your lock screen. This way you can have the news, battery widget, any type of widget you want. So if I were to press and hold on one of them, I can remove one, add a widget. Let's say I want to add YouTube Music, just add that like that. I can even add more to create another page for widgets. Go to personal. Let's try, let's see, yeah, let's do that. So it just creates another page, hit done. So then you can just swipe through the different widgets if you wanted to, all without having to unlock your screen, and that'll just be on the lock screen. So now on the home screen on Android 17, the Pixel 10 does have different customizations you can use for the wallpaper. So if I press and hold on anywhere that's not an icon, I can hit Wallpaper and Style. And now I'll be able to choose not just a list of my own photos that I have here, but also there's different theme packs that I can use that are mainly for promo. So you have one that's available for Wicked, and there's another feature here that just lets people know that there are more theme packs coming. I'm not a big fan of it, but that's just an option people can use. You can also change the icons. So you can change the icons to just be the typical traditional default icons, or more Material You minimal icons. Or you can create AI generated icons, which are the small little subset of presets that you can use here. Click on one of those. Allows you to prompt it a little bit better. So if I want to do dark, creates the dark background or the light. And these are very limited. I hope in the future Google allows us to prompt them ourselves. I know a lot of people want Google to allow people to use third-party app icons like you can with launchers, but this is what Google gives us for now. So there's a few more customizations that you can use. I generally like to stick with the minimal, but sometimes I do change it. You can also change the shapes of the icons as well. So instead of the default circle, you can do more of like a square. I'm not sure what this one, this is more like a rose one, like a flower, kind of like a rainbow sort of thing. But I usually either go between the square or the circle. I'll just stick with the circle for now. You can also change the layout. So if you like larger icons that are super big or just regular large or medium, or if you want to go small for more real estate, you can do that. I typically go with the medium. Also change the color contrast as well. If you want a little bit medium of a contrast or high contrast to see a little bit more of the colors, you can do that. Sometimes I bounce in between the high and the default. You can also add outline text. So if you wanted to have outlines around your text, you can do that. You can see that up top as well. I think I'm gonna stick with the high. And that's just a simple way of doing that. You can also, if you wanted to do a more custom wallpaper, you can choose your own wallpaper, your own photos. You can actually add different effects to these wallpapers as well. change the color, brightness. You can also make it have the weather, like the local weather, make it foggy, make it rainy, snowy, sunshine, or you can make it more cinematic so that whenever you lock or unlock your screen, it'll give it more of a 3D motion or a depth effect. You can see it takes a little while for it to load and get the depth for it, so I'm gonna let that finish. And once it's done, as you can see, it gives it a little more of a depth. I'm gonna go back out of that. I'm just gonna go back with my traditional one. Also, back on the lock screen, you can actually change a little bit more on the lock screen as well. So if I switch over to the lock screen, I can change the clock, the style of the clock. So this is the default one, so you can change it to be a little bit more expressive, digital, analog. So there's just different options you have here. And with this one over here, you can actually change the size to make it thicker, thinner, as well as the color. You can use the default color that matches your wallpaper, or just change it to whatever you want. So if I want to make it black, white, pink, orange, just all these different colors on the list. I typically leave it here, but sometimes I switch it to black. You can also change the size. So if you want it to be large in the center, you can do that, or you can just make it small at the top left-hand corner as well. Google also has a different set of wallpapers you can use. So instead of just using your photos, you can actually tap in more wallpapers. And then you have a list of different ones you can use. You have Emoji Workshop. So you can create basically your own emoji-based background. Still, I'm feeling lucky. And you can change whatever emoji you want to add inside of here. And so it changes it back here, as well as the patterns. You can change the patterns, as well as the size and the colors. You also have AI wallpapers you can actually generate. Again, these are basically presets you can use. So I've already created some down here. So they're automatically kind of generated for you, but you can actually change small things here and there, like the color, the elements that are inside of it, as well as the other secondary elements inside of there as well. So let's go ahead and create one right now. Let's go with a mineral. Let's do a jasper with vibrant hues. So you're going to create wallpaper. It takes a little while to generate this wallpaper, but it'll be a wallpaper that is generated directly from your prompt. I guess what Google prefaces is that no wallpaper will be the exact same. So these are the options that they give you. So once you're done, you literally just hit check mark, and that's the wallpaper that you've created. I'm not going to save that for now, but that's how you do that wallpaper. Google also has a list of default collections that they had, like the contours that come with the Pixel 10 devices, as well as, I think this came with the Pixel 10a devices. Then they have the classic Pixel living universes that are more live, which means when I tap on it, it actually has some movement to it. Then you also have Community Lens, which are all photos that are taken by actual Google Pixel owners that have been submitted. Curated Culture, which are a lot of famous artists who have created some of these graphics. And these are all just default ones that come with all Pixel devices. Then you also have the theme pack wallpapers that come with the promo. So you have the Wicked promo theme packs that are there that you can use for the wallpapers as well. But those are just all the wallpapers that come directly with your device. So on Pixel, to be able to see your notifications, you just have to swipe down once, and you'll be able to see your notifications as well as any recent media that you started playing, whether it's from the web or within any music player you're using. Right now, I was playing something from YouTube Music. Also, you see you have notification here that you can just tap to expand or minimize. Cool thing about that is the animation is based off of Material 3 Expressive, which is Google's design language that they use on their Android devices. So you can just tap on that. You can actually access it and even reply directly from the notification, which is really helpful. Or you can just swipe it away if you'd like to. Or if you want to access it later, you can actually silence it. Or if you want to snooze it and actually access it later, you can hit snooze, and you can snooze it for an hour, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 2 hours. I'm going to undo that for now. Leave that there. And I'm going to swipe down one more time just to access the system tools. System tools are pretty much just a quick access to get things done, right? So you have your Wi-Fi, mobile data, Bluetooth you can turn on and off, Google Wallet if I wanted to quickly access my wallet, change modes if I want to change it to a different bedtime mode or fitness mode, access now playing so I can quickly, if there's music playing in the background, I can automatically have my Pixel figure out what song is playing, turn on and off flashlight, quick share, which is a quick and easy way for you to be able to share files and documents and pictures with people, not just for Android devices, but also iPhones, iPads, and Macs as well. Quickly access calculator. You can customize all of this yourself just by tapping on this pencil here. So if I tap on that, I'll be able to add different things. So say if I wanted to add satellite mode, I can hit the add, data saver, I can add that, QR code scanner, add that as well. And I just go through and just start adding different things, but when I'm done, I just hit the arrow button at the top, and now you'll see those items on that list that I added there. Now if I wanted to remove them, I just hit the pencil again, tap on it, hit remove, hit remove, hit remove, and then those are now gone. Makes it a quick and easy way for you to be able to access certain things. You can also change the brightness here. If I wanted to change that, just tap on that there. And yeah, it's just a quick and easy way to do that. You can also turn off or reset your device just by tapping on that icon down at the bottom. And if you wanted to access settings, you just hit settings here. Takes you right to it. Also, if you want to see exactly what app is active in the background, you can tap on that right there, and it'll show you I have a Chipolo tracker that's going on in the background. And if I wanted to see what user is actually logged into my device, because on Android devices, you can have multiple different users on a single device. So I can actually switch between different users or use a guest user. If someone wanted to use my device just for a couple minutes, I can do that as well. The really cool thing about Material 3 Expressive on Google Pixel is that you have nice little animations so that whenever I were to swipe something away, you'll see it kind of clip off, and then when I swipe it away, it just kind of brings everything down nice and smoothly, as you can see. It's pretty nice. You can see that same thing when I use, when I see the recent apps that I have open. So if I swipe up and hold, you can see all the apps that I have open. So if I wanted to swipe something away, I can just do that. But you can see the animations are really nice. So if I slam that down, you see all the other apps on the side that slams down as well. And if I were to swipe this away, you can see how it just snaps back in place. Something really cool I want to show you that's used on Pixel is being able to grab something directly from a page. So if I open up the recents, you see these little icons that pop up here. So this will allow me to tap on an image that's there, and it can allow me to save it or copy it, or I can quickly send it or share it to somebody within my share sheet right here. Makes it incredibly useful. So if I want to copy that, puts it directly inside of my clipboard that I can click on, take a look at it. I can even edit it right here if I wanted to. So if I wanted to quickly add some text, I can do that right there. Hit copy, and now that is directly added to my clipboard, so you can see that text right there. You can even do that with text as well. So if I open up that too, you see that it automatically adds a little icon here, so I can use to copy this link that's there. So I can quickly copy it, or I can send it to a different app using the share sheet. That's one of my favorite features with using the recent screen. Or I can quickly create a screenshot directly right here. And I can still annotate this if I wanted to as well. And it automatically places it inside of the Pixel Screenshot app, which I can show you that as well. So Pixel Screenshots is an app that is specifically exclusive to the Google Pixel, and it's a pretty cool way to save things that you either find online, whether it's browsing on the web, in social media, or if you want to just save receipts that which you've actually received at like a restaurant or something you purchased. And it allows you to index it or find it really quickly. So for instance, I took a screenshot of a restaurant, and I'll actually do that right now. Here we go.
Did you know Pete's has a park?
So let's say I have this image that I have here, and I wanted to save that. So if I were to,
Located in the alley in between. Did you know
let me take a screenshot, and you can see it automatically grabs it from Pixel Screenshots, and it says a search and map automatically, because I guess it automatically recognizes that it's something that I can go to. So if I were to search and map, you'll see I automatically do a search for San Diego's Pete's Seafood parking lot, and it actually found Pete's Seafood immediately, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I'm just going to go to that screenshot that I saved right here. And you see it automatically grabbed context from what was on Instagram or even what's on the screen. So you can quickly search Pete's Seafood sandwich, even the song Hey Ya, which was actually the song that was from the Instagram video, which is pretty cool. Literally grabs all the information directly from that screenshot. And so I can even search it, right? So if I say I was like somewhere else and I were to like search, what was that seafood restaurant that was at San Diego? You see how quickly it brought that up? Because it does all that on device. So it allows it to be able to search all throughout my screenshots. It's just a quick and easy way to save things privately onto your device so that you can search it for later. I want to talk a little bit about Gboard, which is the keyboard that comes default on Pixel. What's really cool about Gboard is it has a lot of neat features all within this toolbar right here. Let's specifically talk about this microphone. The microphone uses on-device recording, so you can actually do voice to text at a very accurate way. So I can say something like, tap on this. Hey, so I really think it'd be really cool if we go to the store tomorrow to pick up some oranges. Also, I think it might be good if we picked up some water bottles just so that we are not missing out on the hydration that we need during the hot sun for the summer. So as you can see, not only did it add punctuation, it had commas, it had a period. You notice that it did mess up a few times where it didn't actually grab or actually capitalize a new sentence. So we can actually fix that by doing something like this. If I tap on it again, fix it. So you saw when I said fix it, it automatically looked through the entire text, and all this is on device, and it fixed the capitalization right here that needed to be fixed. I can also do something like this where I can double tap it again, rephrase it. So it opened up writing tools that I can use now to rephrase what I said. So if I wanted to choose one of these, I can just hit use this one. And now it changed what I said. Still kept the context of what I was saying, but it kind of reworded it in a different way. I can even do things like this. Make it more friendly. So as you can see, it read through my text and it created a different type of edit that makes it sound a lot friendlier. So if I use that one, elaborate it. And I can do some pretty cool stuff like I can make it even shorter. Shorten it. And so there's different ways to quickly message without even having to type on the keyboard itself. And let's just say you actually prefer voice typing and don't really like typing as much and you want to keep the screen larger. you can actually tap on the microphone and then access these 3 arrows at the bottom that you'll see to get rid of the keyboard. You'll check this out now. Hey, so I actually want to grab your car instead of my car since your car has more gas. So as you can see, the voice bar is now on the screen itself, so it gives it a lot more screen real estate, so you can actually see more on the screen and scroll if you really wanted to. This was just my initial list of things I wanted to create a video on. There's plenty of other things within Android 17 and specifically on Google Pixel that I can go through. If you want another video of that, please comment down below what of those features you'd want to know about, like a full walkthrough, and I can see if I can make a video on that. Until then, you can definitely subscribe. You can also find me on Threads as Michael B Tech, as you know me on YouTube as well. Also on Instagram, I'm also Michael B Tech. But until then, until next time, see you in the next one, and see y'all later.